Hello everyone, welcome back to Segue Media, and this month's movie is Bicycle Thieves by Vittorio De Sica. When Bicycle Thieves came out in 1948, it had been a mere 3 years since the end of World War II, and so a lot of European countries were still reeling from the negative effects of the war. As you can imagine, community spirits had been at an all-time low for the better part of a decade. Now the focus was on rebuilding the economy and bringing the community together. Reality was bleak, but the future was bright, and this was reflected in the movies made at the time. In Italy specifically, it gave birth to an era of film known as neorealism. The general sentiment of this movement was to depict in film the struggles that ordinary working-class people had to go through during this troubling time. They are often characterized by filming in real locations, and instead of casting actors, the directors would use regular people who had their own real experiences. A lot of the actors and extras then were not really in costume playing a part, but rather just playing a version of their actual selves. I think of these films as a hybrid of fiction and documentary, each one showing us a slice of life at the time. Italian neorealist movies had an air of authenticity and grit that hadn't really been captured before, and the best of those is Bicycle Thieves. The reason this is one of the greatest movies ever made is because the story is about as simple as it gets, while the social commentary is about as deep as it gets. Set in Rome, the story centers around a man named Antonio. He has a wife, a young son, and a new job. At this point, demand for work was at an all-time high, and so Antonio counts himself as extremely fortunate to have secured a job to support his family. The job, however, requires a bicycle in order to get around town and fulfill the requirements of the job quickly. Antonio's luck takes a turn for the worse, however, when at his first stop on the job, some unknown assailant steals his bicycle. And so his goal is clear: find his bicycle. As we come to understand, the bicycle is not just an ordinary bicycle, it is his livelihood. Without the bicycle, he has no job. With no job, he has no money. With no money, he has no food, and so on. Bicycle Thieves captures a moment in time when the world was fractured. On the one hand, you have people like Antonio who want to prosper and are more than happy to help contribute towards the betterment of society and themselves. On the other hand, you have people who are so jaded by the effects of the war that they live in a dog-eat-dog world and believe it's every man for himself. It's idealism versus opportunism. So which philosophy wins at the end? Well, you'll have to watch and find out. For now, here are some questions to consider. Question 1. Before you finished the film, did you think Antonio would get his bicycle back or not? Question 2. Who does the title refer to? Question 3. What do you think young Bruno is thinking when he holds his father's hand at the end? Question 4. If you could have given Antonio a piece of advice at any point during this movie, what would you have told him? What do you think is holding him back the most? And question 5. Do you see yourself as idealistic or opportunistic? That's all from me for now. I hope you enjoy the movie as much as I did, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.